Stephen Jones.
Well, kicking it off with the time lapse, looking off towards the west, you could see some of those puffy cumulus clouds working into San Angelo here earlier today, but most of the storm activity stayed well off towards the east, San Saba County, and off towards the east, seeing that baseball size, even some grapefruit-sized hail earlier, getting that great sunset thanks to some of these mostly clear skies here in San Angelo, and going to start cooling off pretty nicely. You can see where the rain came down earlier, those greens off towards the east, where we got a little bit of the rain-cooled air here in town. 74 degrees, 76 up in Sterling City. Looks like the hot spot 79 degrees down in Ozona right now, 73 over there in Junction. So from about Brady to Ozona, seeing that good 10-degree spread that we want to see across the Concho Valley right now. And when we're looking at the dew points, plenty of moisture in the atmosphere. Definitely a muggy night out there. 65-degree dew point here in town, 59 in Ozona, 65 over in Brady. Relative humidity indices anywhere from those 90s in Coleman, working all the way down to the 50s towards Ozona. But like I said, pretty muggy if you're stepping out and about tonight. And as we look at the upper level pattern, going to continue to see a little bit of upper level support going into tomorrow especially. But after we get into Friday and Saturday, that's where we start to see this upper level ridge move more into our weather pattern and start to influence it a little bit more. But by Monday, that little bit of a low pressure system that works into Baja California going to be heading our way, sending a little bit more upper level energy. So it's going to increase that to 20% chances there for rain on Monday. But other than that, still nothing major going to be going on for the Concho Valley after we get through tomorrow. So first, severe weather outlook for today was really targeting areas into Tornado Alley with that level 2 out of 5 risk. Also into central Texas. You can see our eastern counties then through about Austin where they saw those severe storms going through. Like I said, San Saba County really saw a good amount of it down into Austin as well today. We're pretty much done with the severe weather for today. Definitely into the Concho Valley. That severe thunderstorm watch has expired, but going into tomorrow, another round on the way, especially from the northwest. That level 2 out of 5 risk from about just south of Lubbock coming to here into San Angelo, pushing into some of our southern counties as well with that level 1 out of 5 risk into far southern Kimball, Crockett, and Sutton County there. But as we look at the current radar, you can see no more severe thunderstorm watch here into central Texas. Those storms have since dissipated, but off towards the north in Oklahoma, still dealing with that severe thunderstorm watch and quite a few severe thunderstorm warnings off towards the north. Also Louisiana getting a good dose of rain, but here closer to home in the Concho Valley, you can see just a little bit of that cloud cover really from that leftover storm there towards the Big Bend area, moving into areas of southern Sutton and Kimball County. The rest of us with those mostly clear skies and heading into a pretty nice night, if I do say so myself. Looking at the future cast, this is where we're going to watch for tomorrow. Those storms moving in from the northwest. Keep an eye towards Sterling City, Midland there, especially by 8 p.m. Maybe even 1 or 2 cells trying to form up in front of the boundary that moves through. So going to keep my eye out for that as well. But as we go through the overnight hours, going to start to extend in that coverage, especially for our northern counties through about the midnight time frame. It looks like right now we'll see this is the current model runs. At least yesterday it was showing a pretty similar situation for today. So we'll see if it increases in that coverage or decreases as we go through the next 24 hours. But either way, want to be on the lookout for the hail, high winds, potentially even an isolated tornado that could come through with that system. But then as we head into Friday, look at all the cloud cover across the Concho Valley. Going to keep us nice and cool heading into Friday compared to what we see tomorrow. So first, going to get into tonight, the mostly clear skies heading down to those lower 60s, winds out of the south about 5 to 10 miles an hour after we get out of those outflow boundaries from the storms that were off towards the east. Tomorrow under the sunshine, 91, getting pretty warm, but then going to be, like I said, on the lookout for those storms working in from the northwest, potentially bringing some of that severe weather with it. As we look at the 7-day forecast, you can see where we start to dry up as we head into the weekend. I took the rain chances off there for Sunday, and as we head into June 1st there for Sunday, also that 92-degree mark making its run back on the board. And as we head in through the first week of June, pushing back into those mid-90s, while overnight lows go from those 60s up towards that 70-degree mark. That's going to be all for your 7-day forecast, but stick around for more KSAN News right after this.